What up, everybody? It is your boy Zach on Front Talk Podcast. How y'all been? I know I've been gone for a month, over a month. Last time I talked to y'all, I was with my friend James, and that was literally over a month ago in April. So I'm sorry for leaving y'all like that. I'll try not to do it again. No promises, though. I ain't gonna promise that, though. I'm not gonna promise that. But yeah, I left y'all with Prom, and a lot has went down after that. A lot has went down, especially like within the month of May. Like a lot goes down just because that's the end of the year, and I mean I'm being for real. Like it's the busiest time that I have just because it is like the end of the school year and I got to try to get grades up so I can be exempt and just everything else within it. Like it's hard to focus on music and doing this podcast and vlogging while you got to get done with school. But it's all over with. It's summer now. I've been on this is my third week. This is a Monday. This is May 4th or June 4th. It's June 4th. So yeah, it's been over a month since I've talked to y'all. So how y'all been? How y'all been? I need to know. I need to know how have y'all been. First things first, I'll let y'all know how prom was. Prom was good. It's not the best. It wasn't the best experience ever. I've had better sixth grade dances before than prom, but I got another one to go to, so we'll see how that one goes. But yeah, prom was all right. I like prom. Everyone was all dressed up and looking like themselves, in the words of B. Harris. But it was all right. Everyone was all dressed up and stuff. Everyone had a good time, I suppose. Yeah, there was quite a bit of drama that went down in prom, but most of it happened during the dance part of the time at prom. But other than that, let's see. I remember Taylor Hughes got her extensions ripped out of her hair, and she and McKinley ran up to the lodge because we had it at Kingfisher Lodge, and she and her sprinted up to the lodge, and that was hilarious. I laughed so hard. Me and James and Bethany were right there, and they just zoomed past us. And I was like, oh my God, that is hilarious. Yeah, there was a lot of babies being made on the dance floor. If you don't know what that means, a lot of booty grinding was going on. Yeah. And then after prom, there was going to be a multiple parties around Pontotoc, but we had this group chat. Eliza made this big group chat. There was about 32 of us in this group chat. And we're all like, all right, for the ones that do not want a party or don't have a party to really just go to, we're going to play capture the flag or do something in like town square. Well, the thing is, prom gets done with like 11, and we have to be back at the school by 11. So it'll be like till 11:30, 11:40 till we get back, and the town curfew is like 12. So we couldn't do that. And when they talked to Buck and see if they could like do it, but I mean it would just be impossible. So they made plans to have this little get together at one of our classmates' house, where she had like a bunch of acres of land, and it was just it looked like a good time to me. I was only able to go there for about a minute because we were picking up somebody, but it looked fun to me. I wish I could stay. If I had a ride, or if I had my own ride, I would stay. But I was with James and Bethany and all of them, so I couldn't stay. So, it's all right. It's all well. So, we pick up Brianna Ball, and we head to the we head to IHOP in Tupelo. After we just got done going from Pontotoc, and that's a drive. That is a drive. But yeah, we go pick up Brianna. We also pick up Malaysia. So it's in one car. It's me, James, Bethany, Malaysia, Brianna, and Destiny. And in an what is it? And what's his name? Brennan. In Brennan's truck, it's him, Brianna Ball, and then Parrish. So we all head over to IHOP. We eat. I didn't really eat, but it's whatever. Excuse me. Then we head back to the house, and we all stayed at Bethany's house. I ended up leaving early because I just was not feeling good. So I left early and went on with my day. And that night I was supposed to drive the Mustang because my aunt has a 2010 Mustang that's a convertible. And I was supposed to drive it, but it was like raining everywhere. And I was like, nah, I don't want to like do that. Because I want to be able to drive drop top. And that wouldn't happen. It was not going to happen with that. So I was like, no, I'll try to get graduation. So, a few weeks pass, and we're going on towards graduation. And I asked my aunt, I was like, hey, since I did not get the Mustang for prom, do you think I can get it for graduation? And she was like, yeah, of course you can. You can get the Mustang if you want. I was like, bet. That's if Ken doesn't have it when that time comes around. I was like, all right, that's fine. And time played its part, and we're all good. I got the Mustang for graduation. I got it on Wednesday night, and I kept it through Sunday. So I went that Wednesday to get the Mustang, and I'm just fanning over it because it's a Mustang. I'm like, oh my God, I love it so much. So like that whole night, I basically like stayed in the car, and then like at 1 o'clock, I like went back inside and be like, now I'm depressed because I gotta leave the car. But now that Thursday was gonna be the senior parade, so I was going to go to the senior parade because I'm a junior now, a senior, and I want to go see the seniors because, we're more close to the seniors than anyone else. So, I wanted to go see the seniors and their last little ride through town in school. Well, this really pisses me off because I kind of overslept, and right when I was getting out of the driveway is when the parade was happening. And I live 9 miles away from the school. So I was going towards Main Street, and I went on it. I was like, there ain't no way they're already over with. There's no way. No way they are. And I looked over, and in the senior parking lot, there's a bunch of vehicles. I'm like, oh my God, they're over with. It's over with. No. So I started to get on Snapchat, and of course, everyone's been videoing it. So I missed the whole thing, which really pisses me off. But you know what? Oh well. It's just one of those things. It's more, even though people have been telling me like it sucked, it's more of the value of it, you know? Like I don't care if it sucked or not. It's just more like the memory and the value of it, of the parade. You know? It's almost like going to your son's baseball game. And they might have lost, but it's the value of it, you know? It's the value of going to your son's baseball game, or football game, or basketball game, whichever. I mean, I hate that I missed it, but at least I got to see some of it through video. But other than that, I really just missed the whole thing. So, oh well. So that was Thursday morning. And then that day, I think me and my mom went clothes shopping. I only got like, excuse me. I think I only got like swimming trunks and a shirt. Like I really got nothing. Oh, turn my phone on silent. Dang it. My microphone stand's falling. So I'm glad to push y'all back. Oh, sorry. Gotta readjust stuff. This is what happens behind the scenes, sorta, kinda. I wish I can be able to video this because it'd be a lot more entertaining, so to speak. You know, like you'll be more like involved into watching the whole thing if you're watching it instead of like listening to it. Which, if you're in your car right now listening to me, thank you so much. But I don't know why you made it this far. You should probably leave, but please stay. But no, I'm really thankful for anyone that does listen to these or watch my vlogs or even listen to the music I make. I really am, because not many people get an opportunity like this. Even though I'm not really big into it, at least I'm local. But yeah, so on with the stories. So it's Thursday. I missed the parade. I went shopping. Mind you, it's like pouring down hail in Tupelo, and we're driving the Mustang that's drop top. And thank God there was no leaks in it. So I'm at least grateful for that. So earlier in the week, I have this group chat with me, Bryce, Brennan, and James. And I told them, hey, this Friday morning, we're going to Huddle House. It's our tradition. This is what we do. We always go to Huddle House in the early morning on like Friday. Mainly Friday, just because I don't remember us really like doing it any other day. I mean, early Friday morning, we'll get up at 5 and head over there, and we'll eat and then go to the parking lot, BS there, and then just wait until the bell rings. And I mean, it's a great way to start the morning, to be honest. I mean, we started it in 10th grade. I don't know, it was fun times. I like it. But I told them, hey, we're going to Huddle House no matter what. Alright, so yeah, like either y'all spend the night with me, y'all set y'all's alarms, I'll come to y'all's house, whatever, we are going. So it's around 5 o'clock. I wake up. I start calling people. I'm like, hey, y'all need to wake up. Come on, get up. And I called James and Brennan both 3 times. And Brennan's staying out at his house, at James's house. So, I mean, you would think one of them would pick up. Oh, but no. That did not happen. So, no one's awake besides me. I called Bryce 2 times and he eventually picked up. So it's me and Bryce. I'm like, hey, I'm still going because I'm hungry. All right. I don't know about you, but I'm starving. So it was like, all right, bet, let's go. And plus, I told him I'd pay for his food anyway because he's poor. And I'll add this to his amount to his recordings. And so it was just going to be me and him. And I kept on trying to call them. I called them one more time, both of them. And they didn't pick up. So I was like, all right, let's just go to his house and see if they are there. And I ride the back road. I get there. I pull up in his driveway. And I call him one more time. And eventually someone did pick up, but he went on voicemail. So I was like, all right, he's up. I can tell because he declined my call. So he texted me. He was like, all right, we're up. We're heading that way. I was like, all right, bet. So I head down to Huddle House or to the school to pick up Bryce in the Mustang. And so I get a call from Brennan. He was like, all right, where are you at? I was like, I'm just passing Bankhead. I'm going there. I'm going to the school to pick up Bryce. Y'all head's just straight there. And they were like, all right, whatever. So I clicked it. Post Malone was playing in the Mustang drop top at 5 o'clock in the morning. Which, honestly, if you play Post Malone in a drop top Mustang, Camaro, whatever, at 5 o'clock in the morning, that is one of the best feelings I've ever had in my life. I can't recall. I think Psycho was playing. And that was one of the greatest moments of my life. Just me and myself riding drop top at 5 o'clock in the morning is one of the greatest feelings ever. I love it. But so I start to get to the red light. I go to the stop sign where I need to go, and I pull into the school. And right when I pull into the parking lot, plug walk comes on, and I was wanting plug walk to come on first when I started up the car, but it was more like that cinematic feeling for me at least. And it was like I pulled up in the drop top, I meet Bryce, plug walk just started, and he was just ecstatic, the smile on his face was just crazy. He was like, oh my gosh, yes. And I was like, bet, motherfucker, let's go. So, we head off to Huddle House. We're drop-topped. We're listening to music. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. Well, by this point, it's 5:40, almost 6. So, we head off to Huddle House. And we're getting there. We BS a little, and then we'll pull in, and I pull into the front window, and of course, there's 5 guys right there at the table, and they're looking straight at me. I'm just like, golly, I feel like a huge douchebag right about now. I feel like a huge D-bag. So I pull up the drop. I drop the top, or no, I up the drop. Either way, I put the roof back on, and me and Bryce go in, and we're just gonna be wait for them to come in. So we wait, and we kind of order already. We get our drinks and whatever. And of course, the ugly Huddle House waiters, they're the nicest people ever. I tell you what, Huddle House waiters, they're probably one of the best waiters ever. They'll get it. They'll get it on for sure. But I said I look behind me and James and Brandon are coming in, and we eat and whatever. It was really just me and Bryce, and that was it. But other than that, me and James, Brandon didn't eat. Me and Bryce did. We all just BSing in Huddle House at 6 o'clock, and we were like, all right, bet, whatever. So, me and Brandon had to pay because, that's what we do. We're just like that. We pay, unlike y'all. So, we pay. We don't even leave a tip because I didn't have any tip money, to be honest. So, women, if you're listening to this and you're wondering where's your tip, I didn't have any money on me. I'm sorry. So, maybe next time. But I saw James next to my car, so I was like, "What are they doing?" And I saw him with a rock pushing in the air tube on the tire. I was like, "Dude, will you stop messing around with my car?" And he was like, "And that's how you deflate someone's car if you don't have any tools on you." I was like, "Boy, I will slash your tires right now if you dare." So anyway, so me and Bryce get in the Mustang. They're following behind us, and we drop the top again, and we're just riding around. We get to the parking lot, and we just started BSing around in there. I left the drop top down, and we were just playing. I was just playing music aloud. The whole parking lot was open. There was no one else but us there. Brennan and Bryce were playing tennis next to my car, of all things, in this huge parking lot. So I'm like, why are y'all doing this? Like, y'all can get away from the car, one, and two, y'all can take it way over there. And so yeah, that happened. We were playing music, and then James comes out from McDonald's and has a biscuit. I mean, why? We just came from Huddle House. What are you doing? I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. But anyways, so some people start coming in. This is graduation day, Friday, graduation day. And I didn't really have to go to school. I didn't have to go. But for some reason, I was like, you know what? It's whatever. I'll go. Because I got really nothing better else to do, really. And, like, I don't want to, like, make up another excuse to give to Miss Kramer. Because of all people, I do not want to talk to Miss Kramer. So, I just go all day. And then I meet James. Well, I didn't really meet James because I have James' fourth block. So, I just went down the hill with James. And we were like, all right, what's the plans for today? I was like, well, I can meet at your house at around 5, and we'll just head that way. So I get in the Mustang, leave. I forgot what I did during that period of time. But around 5 o'clock, I dropped the top, and I headed that way. So it was going to be, there was a lot of people this night. It was me, James, Brennan, Ryder. Bryce didn't come because he had some family thing to do. And let's keep that in mind. Bryce had a family thing to do. I'm gonna tell a little story about that later on in the podcast. But Bryce had something else to do. It was just me, James, Brennan, and Ryder as the guys, and then all the girls were gonna come in later. And I was like, all right, well, if there's just gonna be four of us, let's just ride in the Mustang. So that's what we did. We rode in the Mustang like a bunch of bosses, and we rode, and it was a great time. So we get to graduation, we wait for the girls. All the girls come in. It was Bethany, Destiny, other Destiny, Malaysia, and then other girls. So graduation happens. The usual graduation. I don't want to explain it too hard for y'all. I mean, it's just graduation. So we sit there for about 2 hours, and we had to go after graduation. We had to go into the hollow, take pictures with people, and then we left. And it was just me and Ryder that left early and got to the car. I changed from what I had on to like more comfortable stuff because we were gonna go to the movies and watch Deadpool, and that movie was awesome. I loved it. I love Deadpool. I mean, I didn't think it was way better than the first one, because it definitely wasn't. But it was good. I'm not gonna lie, it was good. I didn't really laugh that much at it. I don't know why, but it was good. But yeah, so we get to after graduation, we start to leave and we start to head that way. Well, Bethany has a bunch of people in her car, and she drove a Kia Soul, and that's only for 5 people, and she had like 7. So they grabbed the 2 smallest people. Wait. No, I think there was only 6. I think there was only 6. Never mind. I think there was 6 people in the car, and we had the smallest person get into the floorboard because there was a roadblock and around Chesterville. So we had to like do something, and there was a bunch of stuff wrong with her car because one, she had to drive the whole way there in front of us because her dim lights wouldn't work. So we couldn't, like, I was going to continue being blinded if she just like rode with the brights on the whole time. So I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. You can just drive in front of me. So that's what we did. She drove in front of us, and we rode all the way there. But, of course, we had to get in front of this roadblock. Now, mind you, she has 6 people in her car, which is only a 5-person car. Her dims don't work, so it's constantly on bright. And she has no tag. And the police officers were looking for tags. They were asking for license and insurance. And I guess I got lucky with James being Snoopy, because I did not know where the insurance was. So he found the insurance, and unfortunately they were out of date. The insurance was out of date, but it's alright because he let us go. But Bethany and her Kia Soul had no plate, had no license plate, no tag. So she got a ticket. Officer didn't find the sixth person in the floorboard, thank God. They also didn't mind the brights being on 24/7, but other than that, she only got the ticket for the tag. So at least that. So we're like, all right, we're just gonna put this behind us. It's no big deal. Let's just go. So we head off to the mall, and we're like, we got so much time to kill. Let's just go get something to eat. We were going to get a Chick-fil-A, but we forgot that Chick-fil-A closed at 10 at night. So we were like, nah, let's not do Chick-fil-A. Let's just go and get Sonic, because Sonic's probably the best next thing we got in Tupelo. I don't know. That's cheap. So we went and got Sonic, and now we added 2 more people. It's our friend Caleb and Cicely, better known as Kelp. So we they joined the ride, and now we have a drop top Mustang, a newer Mustang, and a Kia that has no tag with a bunch of brights going on. So that happened. And we go eat Sonic. It was a great time. And then we go to the mall. We go get our tickets. We go watch the movie. The movie was a great time. We had the laid back seats, the new seats in the Cinemark. Oh my God, they are so wonderful. Get the lay back, and then you get to get heated seats, which sometimes suck, but I thought it was awesome. I loved it. And then on top of that, the movie was awesome. So after the movie, it was around 2 o'clock. Not 2 o'clock. Jesus. It was around 12, 1, 12:30, somewhere around there. So we're like, all right, well, now what? So we head to Walmart, because who don't love Walmart? So we go to Walmart. We kind of get in trouble there. It's whatever. But we got what we needed. We needed what we got. So we head out of there. We Cicely and Kelp left, and it was just me and Bethany's car, and there a bunch of people in there. So we all leave, go back to I go back to James's house so that I didn't get the Mustang dirty, because Bethany lives on a dirt road and the Mustang's white. I do not feel like cleaning that Mustang up, so I was just like, how about I park at your house and we just all pile up in Brennan's truck and we'll go from there. So that's what we did. We piled up in Brennan's small Ford Ranger, and we just went there, which someone had a four-door Pontiac that we could have went in, but let's just all squeeze into one place, shall we? So we go to Bethany's house, and it's around like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock by that point. And we're just staying here. We're just going to do like prom. We're going to stay here again and not worry about it. So we stayed at Bethany's house once more. And this time I stayed. And I think I left around 12, 1 o'clock the next morning. Or next evening, whichever. We had like good breakfast. And then we played... we did 2 things. We did this magic trick, which was a really good joke. That was a pretty good one. What you do is you get a pan, you fill it up with water, and then you like get what was it? You get these like toothpicks, and you rub them with your hand, like so. You put it on the pan, on the water, let it float, make sure it's not touching any other stick, make sure it is floating, and then we passed around this paper clip, and we all had to rub it with our hands one time, go around the corner, or go around the circle and rub it over their hands, which is kind of weird. And then the last person would place it on the in the water, and then we all had to wave our hands around the water, and then all of a sudden Bethany's mom just picked her hands up and smashed the water, and I was so I was so pissed. Like, it's so genius, but like so, like, what? I just stood there like, why? Like, what happened? What is going on? Why are you doing this? Like, I was so pissed. Like, I wasn't pissed, but I was like, really? We're really doing this? So that happened, and then after that, we all played Black Magic, which is a game where you put someone in a room, and then you tell the other people like a certain object this person has to like find or like know what it is, and you'll bring them back out and you'll be like, is this it? Is this it? Is this it? Is this it? And they'll be like, no, no, no. And then until you get to a certain point or to the object, they would have to say yes. And if they don't get it, well, then they would have to sit down and be like, next person. And there's a certain way to play the game. It's basically like a one-time game, because if you know how it's done, like, then it's no fun, you know? It's more fun with people that don't know how to play the game than it is to know what you're doing and then play with a bunch of people. So I'm not going to tell how, like, the secret to the game is. All I know, I'm just going to tell the basics. It's just you pick an item, you put something in a room, you pick an item, show it to the whole room, and then you get the person out of the other room and you, like, go around and say if it's that item, and if it's not, they sit down and it's going to be the next person. And you got to figure out how they know what the item is. So that's basically how Black Magic would go if you don't know the basics of the game. Now, the secret of the game, I'm not going to tell y'all, but that's up to y'all to find out and play a game of Black Magic. But so yeah, we played Black Magic, and I was like, all right, I gotta go, because my ride was Brennan and Brennan was about to go. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go with Brennan because I gotta leave. I'm tired. It's been a long time. So me and Brennan leave. He drops me off, and I go to the house. And this is Saturday evening. So I don't really remember what happened that night, to be honest. But that was a great night. So that was May 18th and 19th. So kind of fast forward, that the next week, that was my last week, or so to speak. Or no, the week of graduation was my last week, because I didn't really have to be there, but I had to be there. It was kind of like one of those things, like, you just have to know the situation to know what I'm talking about. But we go, shit. I'm kind of dozing off here. So the next week I had to do some work. It's whatever. But the next weekend would be Memorial Day weekend. So, but it's going to get lit there. So, it's about Friday. I'm going to call her my aunt because it's a lot easier than say family friend. But my Aunt Pam, she got me, and we headed to her place with Greg and Uncle Greg and Pam. So we head back to the cabin in Bay Springs, and we chill out there. We set up everything. We wait for people to come around. I go next door to another family friend, Pump, and I go see Daisy and Abby and all of them, and I chill out most of my night down there. And then Pump was cooking, I think, chicken that night, and of course this night had to like let the bottom fall out of the sky because I think for about 2 hours it was just nonstop raining hard. I was just like, what in the world happened? Like, and not a drop dropped in Tupelo, not a single drop, but it was coming down in Bay Springs. So that was Friday night, and so like most of the people that were like gonna come up came up, and then Saturday, uh, nothing much really happened. I mean, we went on the water, we chilled. I went wakeboarding with my cousin that day actually, and his girlfriend, not his girlfriend, but his girlfriend. Uh, we went wakeboarding, and then we went and chilled in the middle of the lake. It was fun. And then I got stranded because my ride left me, and I had to go in with my Aunt Cindy, well, my actual Aunt Cindy, and ride with them to go back to the house. And I was basically stranded with nothing. My phone was on the boat, my wallet was on the boat, my shoes was on the boat. I was basically, the only thing I had on me was my swimsuit. That's all I had was my swim trunks. Like, that was it. I didn't have anything else. Oh, I had my hat and my Ray-Bans, and that was it. Like, literally, I had nothing. So, they left me. They were gone. And they said we were gone for like an hour, which it didn't feel like an hour. I felt like we were gone for like 15 minutes, to be honest, but yeah, oh well. So we go back to the cabin, and I'm stranded. I'm like asking for like who has a ride for me to go home, and eventually Uncle Tim, my actual uncle, he was like, all right, I'll take you, whatever. I was like, thank you. So we head back to Pam and Greg's, and we oh man, I'm struggling over here. So I head back, I get dressed somewhat, and I was like wondering where everything is, and I was like accusing them of leaving me and whatever. And we got I go back over to Pump's house to hang out with Abby and Daisy, and I go over there, and there's like 15,000 kids under the age of 13. I'm just like, what has happened here? Like, did someone have a baby fest? Like, what is happening? I don't know what happened there, but like there was, I think like legit, I think there was about 30 kids there. And like all under 13. Like they ranged from like 4 to 13. So I was like, what is going on here? I need a break. I need a break already, and I'm just now seeing, what is going on. So we wait for them all to leave, and then I go over to Kim and Tim's, which is our friends, and they live like across the street from us. So we go over there, and they're having a little picnic over there. And someone brought a guitar, and I was like ecstatic. So I picked the guitar, and me and the guy, we did a couple songs together, and it was a grand old time. Dalton and his friend came over and enjoyed. So yeah. And then by this whole time, a bunch of drunks were like coming over, or not coming over, but were there, and were like asking for like Conway Twitty and Merle Haggard, Waylon Jennings. I was like, look, if you want that, you can ask for him. I don't know how to play any of that, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't either. I mean, he knew how to play some of the old country, but I was like, I don't know any old country like that. I really don't. I was like, I'm not going to be able to do it. You can ask someone else, or we can play it on Spotify. And that's what we eventually did. We just played it on Spotify on a big speaker, which just to mess with them. We played like New Freezer or something like that, Plug Walk. We played some type of rap music just to piss them off, and it was funny. But yeah, that happened that night, and then Sunday. What happened Sunday? It kind of rained Sunday. It didn't really. We got on the boat. My friend Emily was there. She came up that day, and we had fun. We went to this beach, which I named Cutfoot Beach, because the story is, I cut my foot when I was like 7 on the beach on a rock, and I was just bleeding everywhere, and I was like, it's all bleeding, I'm cut. And yeah, that was a great time. So we went to Cutfoot Beach, and I was just like scared from the memories, but it was whatever. It was fun. Of course, Cindy and Tim roll up, or actually no, it was just Cindy, Dalton, and Bonna, which is his friend, and they just rolled up, and we were like, all right, what's up? So me, him, and Bono chilled on the boat, and everyone else was in the water. And my sister called and was like, hey, we're at the dock, can you come get us? And we were like, hey, Cindy, get on the boat. Hillary and Tim are at the dock, and they're wanting our help and like getting to the beach. So we went to Bayberry to get them, and we were just having a blast just riding there. And we went back to ride with Hillary and her friends, and then Tim, he came along for the ride. And yeah, that was a fun time. So the storm, we saw the storm coming in from I think it was the east. It was coming east, going west. So we were like, yeah, we're not gonna like mess with that. Let's just go on to the house, because I don't feel like getting caught in that in the rain or on the water. So let's go. And they were like for 30 minutes just like procrastinating, and I was like, what are we doing? We need to go. So we headed that way. We headed to the we headed to Bayberry Dock. We unloaded there, and we headed that way, and yeah, that was a fun time, because there was like 30,000 boats there trying to load at the same time, and it's almost like a race. Like it's a race to get there. And you don't know when you will get there, or if you do get there. But we do get there. We unload. We load up the boat. We load up everyone else, and we just head that way. So, and then my mom stayed back and enjoyed her day at the cabin, which I don't know why, but it was whatever. And she claims it was pouring down hail when we were gone, and we didn't see a single drop until like later that night. So I was like, it's whatever. So I was like, well, I got nothing else better to do. Let's go to Pump's house. So for a third night in a row, I go to Pump Station, which, I mean, that's where some of my friends are. So I'm not like gonna say like that's like my hangout spot. I mean, it is, but it's whatever. So I go to Pump's house. I talked to Abby and Daisy. We had this tent made under the grill because we were grilling again, and so we were grilling. Our Pump was grilling, and we were waiting under the tent. And I was just like, well, this is the last day. Where's a beer at? So I went back to Pam and Greg's. I grabbed a beer and I just like started my night. And then a couple of Abby and Daisy's friends came over, which it didn't feel like a couple, but it was a couple. And it was me, Dalton. He came over, and then Bono, and then the two guy friends that they're friends with. They were chilling under the tent. And I don't know where Pump went at the moment, but like it felt like forever. I guess they went out riding somewhere. And it was just me and the guys, and we were just BSing under the tent, doing nothing. And Pump came back and he made me move my seat. And I was like, oh, whatever. So I moved, and we just we started BSing with him. And then we're like, you know what? I think there's like a party at Cindy's house. Let's go to Cindy's house. So, long story short, the girls already went to Cindy's house like one time already, while me and the guys were BSing. So we're like, all right, let's load up in the Ranger or whatever he had, the side by side, and let's just go down there. So I was like, all right, bet. So I grabbed me a beer, and I got in the back of it, and we rode. And we eventually made it to Cindy's house. We partied a little. I don't know what happened to Dalton, but he was not feeling so good. So I was like, dude, get up. You gotta get up. It's time to party. It's Sunday. It's the last day. You gotta make it while you last. And he was like, I was like, you sit there and I'll drink a beer. So I went outside. Of course, everyone is there partying and whatever. And I was just like, hey, this is a great time. I'm going to have a great time. Music was playing. I'm not going to say what happened there because nothing needs to be said about that party. I'm gonna say 4th of July party is gonna be way worse than what happened at Memorial Day. Actually, no, it's gonna be 10 times worse than what's gonna happen or what happened. But it's whatever, you know. And so that happened, and me, Greg, and my dad, they were there. So we were like, all right, let's go. We just got to go. So we left. And I was back on the couch at Greg and Pam's. And yeah, it was a great night. I liked it. And then we went back home the next morning, which didn't feel like a morning, but we went back home. Then we went back to work, I guess. I think. So, I guess I'm going to go to my last story, or my last thing to catch up with. So, this weekend. Last week was Memorial Day, so we're going to this weekend. Today is Monday. So, I'm going to catch you up to current time. And, yeah. So, it was around Wednesday, I think. Wednesday. My friend Ryder, he was like, what you doing? I was like, nothing, but I'm starving. He was like, oh, man, I just came from Wendy's. You should have called me earlier, and I'll go got you something. I was like, well, I didn't know you were going to call me now and know you're going to pick up Wendy's. So he was like, well, you want to chill? I was like, yeah, you can come over to my house. He was like, all right, bet. So about about 40 minutes later, he came over to my house and we chilled and we like started talking about stuff and whatnot. And we were talking about the vacation that I'm about to have and all that. We talked about music and stuff. And he was like, all right, well, I gotta go. About to go eat again. I'm like, dude, you just ate Wendy's. What are you doing? He was like, yeah, I know, I'm getting fat. And he's like skinnier than me. Not really, but I don't know. But he was like, yeah, I want to go on vacation with y'all. And I was like, I mean, I don't care, but I mean, if you want to, you gotta talk to my parents about that. And eventually they were like, nah, there's too many people already going. We don't have rooms, so sorry. So he's not going, but it's alright. It'll be alright. But so the next day I was like, hey Ryder, what you doing? And he was like, nothing. I was like, alright, I'm bored. I'm gonna come to your house. So I came to his house. And the moment I locked the door, I thought he texted me and said, hey, don't come over. There's something, I'm about to do something. But it ended up being my brother. And mind you, I don't really talk to my brother on the phone that much. Or, like, not at all. I don't talk to him at all. Like, I don't talk to him. I don't talk to my sister. It's not like we don't, like, we have bad vibes for each other. We done something to each other. We just don't talk, which is pretty sad. I mean, it's kind of random at first, but I was like, you know what? He's my brother. I probably need to pick this up or whatever, or text him back. So I texted him back, and he was like, what up? So I was like, nothing. What about you? He was like, well, I'm just chilling at the house. What are you doing this weekend? So, I don't know. Just whatever comes up. He was like, all right, well, I was just wondering, because I haven't seen you in a while. I was like, if you want to do something, I mean, we can do something. I don't care. And he was like, all right, we can do something. There's like this like band going on at Romy's if you want to come see that. I was like, all right, bet. I'll go see a band. I don't care. And he was like, yeah, tell Pops that too. I was like, he's doing something, so he can't come. So it was like, all right. But I was like, so this was Thursday. And we're just going to skip to Saturday. Me, my dad and mom went to a friend's house to a pool party. Somewhat, it was about 3 o'clock. And before that, I texted Hamp, and he was like, man, I kind of forgot about this dog shower that I had to go to. And he really threw me off because I don't know what the fuck a dog shower is. And basically what he told me is his little sister, because we're half brothers. Me and my sister and my brother are half brothers. Well, they aren't. I am to them. They are full blood. But basically his little sister, which is his half sister, his mom bought a new dog for her. So it's basically a welcoming to the family thing. But really, I call it an excuse to just have people over to the house to associate. Because really, like, of all things, you're going to have a dog shower? What is that? And I was real confused. It'd probably be a whole lot worse if it was like one of his friends. But like, I kind of understand it for his little sister. So I was like, all right, so he's gonna have this dog shower at 3. me and my parents are gonna be at this dude's house around 3, 4, 5. He was like, all right, I'll text you when I get home and whatever. So we we go to the party and we pull it up. And I texted him. I was like, hey, when you think you gonna get done with that dog shower? And he was like, yeah, I'm already home already. I was like, all right, me and my parents are gonna go to we're gonna go to the casa, eat, and then I'm gonna leave, go home, get dressed, and head that way. He was like, all right, and that's what we did. We hung out with our Mexican friends at the casa, and we went to the house, and I got dressed, and they stayed at the porch, and I went over to his house, and he basically, I went into his house. I was like, well, it smells like weed up in here, but whatever. And I go up to his room, and he told me, he was like, yeah, this is what I do basically. And I kid you not, the chair in front of the TV where Fortnite was being played was not even 2 inches away from the desk, and I was like, is this really what you do all day? He was like, yeah, this is what I do all day. I was like, I'm 18. You need to get a life. Come on. Like, at least go to more parties or something. But, he said, this is what I do. I either go to work, I go to bars and drink, or I go and play Fortnite for hours on end. I was like, is that how addicting Fortnite is? Like, I play PUBG, but it's not addicting. Like, how addicting is Fortnite? It must be, like, really addicting. Like, there's, like, nicotine, like, on the screen or something. Like, I don't know what's going on with Fortnite, but they need to chill out, because they are consuming people on end. So, he was like, yeah, so we're just going to go to this bar. I get to drink for free and whatnot because my girlfriend is a waiter there and whatnot. So I was like, all right. But mind you, it's one of the most expensive bars too. It's called Romy's. So it's one of the most expensive bars there is. But he gets to drink for free at least. I'm like, all right. So we go over to Romy's. He gets a drink. I get sweet tea, and the sweet tea sucked ass. So I was like, yeah, I'm not drinking here. I'll just chill out. And I saw one of my old classmates come by. I was like, hey man, what you doing? He was like, oh man, how you doing? Whatever. And we got to catch up a little bit. And another classmate of mine came in, and he tried to talk to me, but I couldn't hear him at all because I was sitting down and the band was playing, and of course we're right next to the speaker. Like, my ear was right, like, next to the microphones. I tried to hang on, let me redo that. Basically, I was so close, it was like me speaking to the microphone close. Like, that's how close I was to the band and the amps and stuff. So, he was trying to talk to me with a cigarette in his hand, and he was just, like, basically waving in my face. And, like, I got long hair, so, I mean, I'm trying to keep my hair back away from the cigarette. And, like, I don't know, it was not working out for him. And I did not understand one word he said. I was like, hey, and he just like, blah, 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 and I couldn't hear him because the band was playing too loud. And, yeah, that happened. So, it was me, my friend, not my friend, my brother, and we just we sat at this table, and we chilled. It was pretty cool. And yeah, and then some of his friends came over. We stayed till like 12 o'clock, and then he was like, we got out of the bar, we paid our tab and whatever, because reasons. And I guess he got hungry, and he was like, "Man, I'm starving. Let's go to Burger King." And I was like, "Burger King sucks ass, but okay." And we waited about felt like 20 hours, and he was just looking around in my truck because he's never been in my truck, which is nothing special. And he was like, "Oh man, you got a sliding back window? That is sick." And he like slides one of the windows. It's a split window, so you can slide both windows. He only slides back one. He was like, "Man, you just can't get no better than that." Slides one window. I was like, I looked back and he only slid one window. I was like, "Shh," and he looked back and at the sound. He was like, "Oh man, you can get better than that." And I was like, "Yeah." It's a two-way split window. I mean, you got to open all of it. So we head back to his house with the Burger King, and some of his friends came over, and I gotta tell a story about this one friend, about his one friend. So he introduced me to his new friend. Oh shit! He introduced me to one of his friends. His name's Chick, or that's what they call him. And let me charge up. They call him Chick, and he's a redhead just like my brother, and he had long hair, kind of like mine. It was a lot shorter, and he had a stash, and he had glasses on. It was pretty cool. He was pretty dope. I like him. I kind of like him more than others. That's kind of sad. I mean, but oh well. I like him a lot, and he just came off of a senior trip from Florida. And he was the chaperone. He's like 26, 25, 27, somewhere around there in the ballpark. And he just got off chaperoning a senior trip. And some of the seniors got to the condo before him. And they light up a blunt and smoke. And he walked in and he smelled the weed smell. And he was like, "Okay, this is all right." So he grounded up everyone in the living room. He was like, "Okay, guys, we're going to have to set some ground rules here." And he was like, "I'm not mad about the weed smell. If anything, I'm ecstatic about it." And he was like, "But whoever's making the grocery list, the first thing that's going on there is candles and Febreze." And Hamp, my chick, and the other guy that was there, I think his name's Hunter, were like bouncing up and down, laughing. I was laughing too. I was barely breathing at that point because I know how true that is. Excuse me. And he was like, "All right, just make sure to cover up the smell because I don't want y'all to like get in trouble with like the manager of the like condo or whatever, the landlord, so to speak." And he was like, "But I'm gonna set 2 rules for y'all. All right, the first one's really important. If y'all drink, you're not driving." And right then he grabbed everyone's keys and he was like, "All right, y'all not driving anywhere if y'all gonna be drinking." So he was like, "But the next rule is golden. If I find y'all rolling up a blunt, I'm taking it as tax." I'm taking it as tax. And if I'm not part of the circle, I'm just going to confiscate it and roll it myself and smoke it all. And I'll admit, everyone in that living room was dying at that point. Like, what is going on? Oh, that was so funny. It was so funny. I could barely hold it by that point. I was like midway, like eating my burger, or not even my burger, my chicken sandwich. I almost puked because it was so funny. And then we went outside. We told my brother told some more stories, and I went back in and I slept on the couch. I didn't really even sleep. I basically stayed up all night because I couldn't sleep. He lives like literally right next to a train track, so trains were coming by every hour. So I was like, I can't do this. So it was about like 4 o'clock until I did like finally sleep, or if that. And I don't know. I left at 9 because I only got a few hours of sleep. But anyway, this has been Front Talk Podcast. I hope y'all enjoyed. I've been here for over an hour, explaining the whole month to y'all, which took way too long. But I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope y'all come back next time, and remember to listen closely. By the way, on music standards, oh man, I forgot to tell the Bryce story. Oh well, I'll tell that another time. Basically, this is basically what happened. He said he was going on a weekend trip from graduation, just that graduation weekend. But as of right now, I think he's still there. I have no communication with him, and I don't know if he'll be able to like listen to this when I upload it. But I don't know what happened. Like, he's gone. I have no communication with him at all. So that's one artist that I have, and he's gone. I don't know where he's at. I have no communication with him. So I mean, I don't know. So I hope he hasn't like moved off or anything, because that would like really suck, because he owes me money for the songs he does have out right now and all that. But yeah, he just disappeared. I don't know where he's at. I think he's still where he's at right now. If not, he might be at his house with no communication whatsoever. I hope he does listen to this and like at least comment something or like text back on someone else's phone. I don't know. I just need answers because it's kind of weird. But yeah. This has been Front Talk Podcast. I hope y'all enjoyed. That's been my month. Basically, I'll hopefully be back with another guest. This is just my time to explain what's been going on so far. And yeah, hope y'all enjoyed. Remember to listen closely. Goodbye.